Welcome everyone for another show of AWA Agora. It's a third episode in our third season, and today we have a fantastic guest who is going to talk to us about colored glasses and psychotherapy. I'm your host, Abhay Wadhwa of AWA Agora from our studios in New York City. And for those of you who have been on the show before, the format's quite simple. It's a conversation, so you are welcome to put in your questions, and we will pose it to the guest. If it is seeking clarification on the slide, if it's a big picture conversation, then we would keep that towards the end of the conversation. Today, for the first time in all our seasons, we also have translation and interpretation available between Spanish, Portuguese, French, and those three languages. So if you feel more comfortable in posing questions in any of those languages, please feel free, and we will pose it to the guest, depending on whether it's clarifications or big picture questions. So our guest today is somebody whose work I've really appreciated over the years. I met her for the first time in 2015 in Vienna at a conference where she was speaking on how color helps with psychotherapy, colored glasses. And it just blew my mind because there was such beautiful content, but presented so practically in terms of implementable steps, yeah? So her name is Dr. Raquel Desalvey. She's based in Buenos Aires in Argentina, a beautiful city. And we're really happy to have her as our guest today. So welcome, Raquel. It's fantastic to have you here.
Thank you very much. I am very glad to be here. And thank you very much for inviting me to this presentation.
Of course. And Raquel, for our guests here today and for our YouTube viewers, would you just share a little bit about your journey from being a medical doctor to focusing on, what you do now? And there's so many other things that you have done in connected with healing modalities. So I would love to hear a little bit about your life journey, if you would.
Okay. I received my medical degree in 1973. Please don't count the years. And in the beginning, I used to be a psychoanalyst. I was a psychoanalyst for 15 years. Then I realized that with psychoanalysts, we can do much more for the complaints of the people. So I began to experience with another techniques, hypnotherapy, NLP, and then I found EMDR. And I was an EMDR trainer for 20 years until 2016. And in 2016, I resigned like an EMDR trainer, and we created the Advanced Therapies Center, and we gathered a lot of techniques in advanced psychotherapy. One of these techniques is CHROMO-BIT. We developed CHROMO-BIT with Dr. Aniel Assis in 2006 or 8, more or less. So I was working with colors for many years with radionics machines. So I know a lot about colors and the influence color has about the mind and the body. Well, that's a brief explanation about my journey.
I mean, you've accomplished a lot, and I've seen your work, and I'm really excited that we'll be sharing that with our audience. Just very quickly, for some of them who may not know what EMDR is, could you just elaborate on EMDR?
EMDR is a technique who was developed by Dr. Francine Shapiro, and he works with eye movements. Not only with eye movements, they work activating in sequence the cerebral hemispheres. And it's a technique very fast and very profound and wonderful. Okay, the name of this technique is CHROMO-BIT. BIT means brain integration technique. Okay, we use color glasses. And the color glasses we use for the treatment of mental, emotional, and also physical symptoms. And colors produce the integration of the cerebral hemispheres. I found this poem from a Spanish poet of the 19th century, Ramón de Campoamor, and he wrote, "In this cruel world, nothing is either true or untrue. It all depends on the color of the crystal you look through." Wonderful. That's CHROMO-BIT is exactly produce this difference between the different colors and the way we see the world and our emotions and our behaviors. Next one, please. So I found in The Magic Mountain, a novel of Thomas Mann in 20th century, one of the characters said, "And they used to wear glasses of different colors, green, yellow, or red, supposedly to protect their eyes, but in fact it was to protect their hearts." Okay. I love to put quotations when I am going to speak about something, because in the literature we found a lot of explanations. Okay, next. This is the book we wrote with Dr. Aziz. The book is in English, translating to English, so if you like to read the book, we have the book in PDF. Okay, to understand how color works, we should understand first light and the neurophysiology of light, because we use the light and the colors. We have to understand the emotions, the color, how color works upon emotions and the nervous system, and how stress and trauma works upon nervous system. So we are going to, the first was the neurophysiology of light. Next. Light is an electromagnetic radiation detected by the human eye. The photon is an elementary particle and is the basic unit that makes up light. So color works upon the human energetic field. Only one photon can stimulate the whole system: cells, tissues, organs, glands, body system, and also emotions and mind. And the consequence is that release physical and mental tension. The father of the photons, the biophoton theory, is Fritz Albert Popp. Fritz Albert Popp won the Max Planck Prize in 1976. And he said that light is a biological way of intercellular communication, a living language, and cells communicate one to each other through the photons. And how color enters the body? Color enters the body by the eyes and by the skin. We use the eyes to work with colors. And there are 5 pathways retinal brain, described by Dr. Klinger. The first is retina occipital lobe. In the occipital lobe is the visual cortex. And the visual cortex is the zone of the brain that deciphers the information as an image. We don't see with the eyes, we see the image with the visual cortex. The second is retina hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a brain structure that regulates all the body functions. Yes, the next, please. Because hypothalamus is just above the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland is the master gland of the body, and it regulates all the glands: thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenals, pancreas, ovary, testes, regulate all the body through the glands, the function of the body through the glands. The third way is retinal limbic system. Limbic system is the emotional lobe of the brain, especially the cerebral amygdala. It's a brain area that is highly reactive to color and regulates the emotions, the formation of memories in the hippocampus, and it stores traumatic memories also. So when we access to a traumatic memory and the person speaks about it, we are enhancing and activating the limbic system. With the colors, we act upon the limbic system and we can control specifically emotions and others things, but emotion is our principal target in this technique. The fourth way is retinal midbrain. Midbrain is a zone, place of the brain in which there are the basal ganglia. Basal ganglia are areas also very sensitive to color light and are associated with vision, hearing, motor control, sleep, alertness, temperature regulation. So we can, I can't find the word, we can act upon all these functions through colors and color light. And the last but not the least is that photons charge blood particles. Blood particles like albumin is a blood protein, melanin is a pigment of the skin, and fluorescent particles who travel through the blood and find their way inside the body, activating and organizing cellular functions and metabolism. So, as you can see, color reach every corner of the body. We can go through color, emotions, and nervous system. Each color has its own wavelength in nanometers and frequency in hertz. The colors of the rainbow are red to violet. Goethe, German poet, introduced the chromatic circle and introduced the magenta color in the chromatic circle. And he said that color produced an immediate effect over emotions. This is the chromatic circle and this is the magenta color. Magenta is not in the rainbow, but is present in nature. As you can see, flowers, magenta colors. This is a picture I take from flowers of my garden, a beautiful tree. It's completely different, the effect, when you are exposed to a color light than when you look through color glasses. The next one. When we look through color glasses, the effect is deeper. The next one is faster and deeper than when being exposed to light, color light. All the world is transformed by the color you are looking through. And there is a wide range of conscious and subconscious reactions regarding colors, because a specific color stimulation triggers a specific emotional and physical responses in the entire organism. One same color can produce one expected therapeutic effect, called colors calm and balance, or unexpected one, because one stressful emotion could be codified by the nervous system under that color. For example, blue, a cold color, has sedative effect. But if the person was being abused or suffered a traumatic experience and something blue was present, it can trigger a stressful reaction to this color instead of the expected one that we suppose has to produce an effect. Color and nervous system. Color acts upon autonomic nervous system and central nervous system, causes different responses. Over autonomic nervous system, we have two autonomic nervous systems, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Cold colors like blue, violet, indigo activates the parasympathetic nervous system located in the right hemisphere and sedate and calm. Red or yellow and orange, that are the warm color, activate the sympathetic nervous system located in the left hemisphere, exciting. Aqua is a color in the middle of the colds and warms, and calms and balances. Yellow stimulates the mind, is an antidepressive color. Yellow-green is liver detox, and magenta brings conflicts and emotions to the conscious levels, free them. Over the central nervous system, the color produces amazing positive effects, healing stress and trauma. So we can treat phobias, anxiety disorder, traumatic memories, negative behaviors, negative cognitions, and also physical diseases or physical symptoms. Colors can also bring to consciousness repressed traumatic childhood memories, even those from the womb. Here is Homer complaining about his bloody childhood traumas. Later we can see how the color glasses makes difference in Homer behavior, but later, a few slides ahead. Okay, next one. So, how does stress and trauma affect the brain? Okay, we wonder, how does? Stress and trauma split the hemisphere functions, difficulting the exchange of information between them and generating symptoms, emotional symptoms, physical symptoms, mental symptoms. With color, we reach the different brain structures and integrate the hemispheric functions. And the consequence is that we can balance the physical, emotional, and mental bodies and healing the symptoms the client are complaining about. The consequence is that negative emotions, physical sensations, and negative beliefs disappear and or suffer a new cognitive and positive meaning. And here is Homer before using color glasses and after the use of color glasses. As you can see, the change is amazing. Poor Homer. Okay, so we can see the difference in a picture, the difference between the person with the hemispheres disconnected and the person with the hemisphere connected, integrating, working together. Is beautiful. Everything is synchronized. Okay, to round up, what trauma and stress produce? Trauma and stress produce functional alteration in structures of the central nervous system, specifically limbic system and prefrontal lobes. And these alterations produce physical, emotional, and cognitive symptoms. When we apply color, we change dysfunctional emotions, negative emotions, and dysfunctional cognitions, negative cognitions, into positive ones, and this regulates the system. We produce and balance and synchronize the hemisphere, and colors also fix the change. Case was Joe, a young boy of 18. The consultation was in May 2009, was one of the first patients I treat with colors. He has fears in general, shyness, and lack of self-confidence since childhood. The cause was that he was suffering for repeated bullying from his primary and secondary classmates. He was a very brilliant boy, and the classmates envied his abilities, so he was repeated bullying from them. I was working with him for 6 sessions with different advanced therapies treating his symptoms, and in the last session he told me that he has constant uneasiness for silly things. He has also facial tics and frequent outbursts of rage with his parents and friends. So I decided to use color glasses in this last session. Thinking about his symptoms, I asked him that he has to tell me what negative belief he has about this, and he said, I am not in control of my behavior. The emotion was powerless and guilty, and he felt guilty. And the physical sensation, he said, is heat in my back, and the level of discomfort from 0 to 10. 0 is no discomfort, 10 is the worst discomfort I ever had, is 7. Very high discomfort, 7. So we began with the red glass. And he said, with the red glass, the physical sensations rise and bothers me. The discomfort was 7, and the sensation rise because red excites, okay? So we changed to orange. With orange, he said, it's a pity that others had to put up with my conduct. Oh, 6. Yeah, he began to restructure the negative cognition. We changed to yellow, and with yellow, he said, the heat in my back lowered, but I still feel powerless. I should control my behavior. He remains in a 6, so I said to him to say with the yellow glasses on, I forgive me for my bad behavior and I choose to control it. And the discomfort lowered to a 4, 2 points less. So to fix the change, I use color, green color. And with green color, he said, everything is more detached. The problem is less important. I feel quiet. The physical sensation is much lower, and it was a 3. So we continue with blue, and with blue he said, quiet, but the sensation in my back is a little more intense. Why? With blue color, he has to be more calm, because blue reminds him his school uniform, and because he was traumatized in his school by his schoolmates, the blue color produced an unexpected reaction in him. So we went to violet. With violet, he said, the sensation is calm, more tranquil, but I prefer green. It stayed in with a 3 level of discomfort. So we use green again because he asked for green. And he said, stable, few sensation, but some discomfort appears. This is very common that the physical sensations are the last things we can treat. And with the disappearance of the physical sensation, we can say that the problem is solved. Okay, so with the green glass on, I asked him to say Even though I don't plainly trust my behavior, I choose to take control of it. And he said, I feel much more tranquil. Without any physical disturbance, everything is less intense. I am more in control, and I am tolerating my anxiety. And the level of discomfort now is at 2 points. So I use the stabilizing colors. With AWA, he said, relief. I could be in control, and I can forgive me for the past experience. So we changed to pink. With pink, he said, I see myself able to be in control, accepting all the drawbacks. Anyway, these too shall pass, and we reached a 1 of discomfort. Because pink the person can see the situation in another perspective. So we use magenta, and he said, I am completely detached from the problem. I can see the problem from another perspective. I am no longer part of the problem. I feel calm. And he said the discomfort was between 0 and 1. So he said, oh, this is crazy. What can the mind do? Finish the work. We finished the work with these words, with this appreciation of the situation for him. The whole session took 20 minutes, the work with the colors. In a follow-up, 3 weeks, 3 months, a year and 3 years later, Joe continued feeling calm, without tics, controlling his reaction, and he feels very comfortable with the new situation because he was in Canada. He applied to the university in Canada, and he was afraid not to be capable of adapt to the new situations. But he was perfectly, and he is still living in Canada. Well, this is the bibliography, but we use 10 color glasses, the 7 colors of the rainbow, plus aqua, magenta, and pink that are stabilizing colors. These are the glasses we use: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, aqua, magenta, indigo, and pink. The first thing we have to do is identify the issue to treat. And thinking in this issue, we ask the person who tell us which appear thinking in the stressful experience, the negative cognition, the negative emotion, the negative cognition Joe had was, I am not in control. The negative emotion he had was powerless and guilt, and the physical sensation was hit in the back. Thinking in all this information, we begin with the red color glasses. With the red color glasses, we check with each color, we check the reaction the person has to this color. And we have to continue with the sequence of colors of the rainbow from red to violet, always in this sequence, because each color reach a different brain structure balancing it. So we have to use all the colors because we don't know which structure is out of balance. So we go on with this process, the number of color cycles we needed until the problem is solved. If there are any remains of disturbing physical sensations, we can continue with the cycles of color glasses, focusing on the disturbing physical sensation until it disappears. 1 cycle, 2 cycles, 3 cycles. In the most of the cases, when 1 or 2 cycles, the problem was solved. But sometimes, depending on the profound and the serious what the problem is, we need more cycles. And between the colors, when necessary, we can use stabilizing colors. Stabilizing colors are green, aqua, magenta, and pink. Always we had to close the work with these colors. Greens, balance. We can use green between each color to fix the change. Aqua, calm, is like being in front of the sea looking at the ocean. It's wonderful, aqua. Magenta brings conflicts and emotions to the conscious level. Just in case something don't appear, we use magenta to brings it to the conscious level, and it frees. And pink, calm, and helps to find new ways and perspective. And it also reduces appetite. So we have to be with pink glasses all day long.
There are actually quite a few questions. That was really interesting in how you do the process. So there are a couple of them that came to me directly, but what I was going to suggest is that we will request Ricardo also to translate the question in Spanish as we go, right? So, okay, and one of the questions that came in is how can we know of any subconscious stressful condition is related to a particular color? I'll repeat the question.
Yes.
How do we know if any stressful subconscious condition is related to a particular color? I think the person is asking, if I have, say, bipolar.
First of all, there are a lot of more information about colors, emotions, and physical symptoms. This information is not in the presentation because the presentation has to be longer than this.
Understood.
I don't know if I answered this question with this.
But I mean, I guess we could just take it as an example, is that if a person has bipolar disorder, how would you do it?
Bipolar disorder? You ask? About bipolar disorder? No, I don't know if you can treat bipolar disorder with colors. It's a very, very serious condition.
So mental conditions like bipolar, schizophrenia, etc., they can't be treated with?
No, we can medicate it because they are chemical disorders, very serious, and we can treat with color with the medication, not only with colors. Nothing works in all.
I see.
There are techniques for some conditions, but we need sometimes to medicate the person, or we need to do any other treatment. Okay?
So the next question is kind of interesting, is that how long should you wear it, and when? Meaning, is there a particular time of the day and for the duration? Is that okay? Or Rick, you want to?
I can translate it. Yeah. ¿Cuándo y por cuánto tiempo tienes que aplicar los óculos?
During the treatment, the client put on the glasses, for example, red glasses, and sometimes it took 30 seconds, 1 minute, no more, to enhance response. And he said immediately, oh no, this color is disturbing me. No, I don't like this color. Take off, put the second color. But in this moment, we use a color, for example, a color who produce this disturbing sensation. It is needed because it reaches some structure of the brain and fix it, balance it, okay? even though the person don't like the color.
But you have to
The
go
color,
through.
we still stay with the color. Sometimes we stay with 10 minutes with one color because during 10 minutes the client was thinking about the situation, accessing different memories, restructuring cognition. It depends on the ability, on the skills of the therapist.
But Raquel, how do you know to go to the next color? Do you ask the person you're working with, or do
No,
you?
we wait until the person react to the color, and when the client say something about this or express emotion or a physical sensation, we change the color. With this boy, with Joy, it took 20 minutes to work with the symptoms. 20 minutes was very fast.
And in that much time, when you put the glasses on, are you looking outside into the sky, or are you looking at?
You have to the room has to be with a good light, and the person must put the glass and see to you, to the wall. No,
Doesn't matter.
just put the glasses, and the light enters through the glasses and reach the brain.
So potentially, I could carry these 10 glasses with me and keep wearing them walking on the street.
Yes, yes.
I think we should make.
If you have to use no in a psychological treatment, you have to use the glasses focusing in a symptom, because if you use the glasses walking by the street, no, nothing happens,
You
because
have to focus on.
the brain is idiot. The brain is idiot. You have to, it's like a computer. If you want to delete something, you have to mark the sentence. If you push the button delete, nothing happens. So if you want to change something, a symptom, a negative cognition, etc., you have to fix the attention and put the attention in this situation.
Very interesting.
Tell
Okay.
the brain you have to act upon this.
So you're telling your brain, focus, this is the topic.
Focus on the situation, because if you don't tell the brain what has to do, what it has to do, it do nothing. Wait, I am waiting for your instructions.
Understood. The next question, Raquel, is can your system, the CHROMO-BIT, can that be used for general wellness and daily use? Can you Ricardo, would you mind, please?
Sí.
For what?
Si lo método que usas, los óculos, puede ser aplicados al día.
¿Al qué?
A tu rutina diaria.
Ah, yes, yes. But daily routine apply to what, for example?
General,
bienestar general.
Well, okay, yes. One day, a friend of mine came to my office and she said, "Oh, today I am very depressed. I am very tired." Oh, I say, "Put on these glasses." And I gave her red glasses. She put on red glasses and say, "Ah, the world is wonderful. I feel wonderful."
How long? How long did she wear them?
How long?
Yeah, ¿cuánto tiempo, the glasses?
10 seconds. In 10 seconds, he said, "Oh, the world is wonderful. I feel wonderful." So if you feel tired one day, you can use no more than half an hour, please, because too much exciting is not good. But you can use 10 minutes, 15 minutes, red or orange glasses or yellow glasses. And if you feel too nervous, too excited, you can put on blue glasses or violet or turquoise or aqua, and you feel calm. You can feel calm and lower the excitation. Yes, you can use it for your daily routine.
Understood. So the other question that just came in is that this person asking if her husband has a lot of temper, loses his cool. What glasses should he wear before she divorces him?
Blue,
Blue, cyan or blue?
or violet, because violet is a spiritual color. It acts upon the highest chakra, and you can see the situation in a different way.
Fascinating, fascinating. But you're not asking him, the husband, to actually put these glasses on and then do the next class and then do the next class. It always starts with red and you end up with violet, is it? For this situation?
Yes, you have always, we have to begin with the red and follow the color of the rainbow, the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo. I forgot, I always forget indigo. I don't like indigo color, and violet.
While focusing on the question.
Yes, always focusing on the situation. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. This one we have time for one more question, which is unless somebody else wants to pose one in the next few minutes. That you have mentioned that blue is calming effect and red is exciting, right? But in the lighting world, right? I mean, in there's this whole conversation about blue light being harmful for circadian rhythms. So, though I'm sure the answer is very simple, so I thought I would pose that question for you. That how is this different from the circadian blue light? You know, that impacts your circadian rhythms, your daily rhythms. Totally different, right? Because of.
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, let me repeat the question. In an interior lighting space,
yes.
And the screens and the cell phone.
Yes, the blue light in the
light. We have a blue light thing which
interacts. Blue light has dual function. For example, lavender essence is blue, and lavender essence calm. And if the children can sleep well, you can put a blue light, a very soft blue light during the night, and they sleep better. But in the screen, I don't know why the blue light is disturbing. It's awful. But I don't know exactly why. I don't know.
Fair enough, fair enough. But I understand what you're saying, that there's a double thing, that what happens with blue light from screens and computers is one thing, but when you want to sleep, you use a saturated blue. That definitely.
If you put some drops of lavender in the pillow, you sleep wonderful.
I do that all the time.
And the others has colors also. The musical notes, it's corresponding to a color also. So it's energy in different levels of octavas. I don't know how to say it in Spanish.
Okay, that's fantastic. No, I get it. The different levels of
frequencies.
So one final question: what I know you would have confidentiality issues, but what is the most difficult case that you had so far?
In my practice, well, many.
Many, but like like maybe one or two most difficult cases that you were able to treat?
That most difficult cases that I heal.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Many difficult. I don't know how to say. An example. Phobias. People with dogs phobia from 20, 30 years, in half an hour, the phobia disappears. I always, when I am going to treat a phobia to the dogs, I always bring a dog, one of my dogs, to the office and stay the dog in the secretary, with the secretary. And when I finish working, I say, may I bring the dog here? Oh, yes. The person, the client, crossed the street when he saw a dog in front of him because the fear she has. And well, I went to the office, bring the dog, and he said, oh, can I touch the dog? Yes, you can touch the dog. One case of cat's fear. She was a lady who can see even a cat in a picture because she excited and went to a panic attack. And after 2 sessions, we went to the veterinary shop, and there were small cats, and I asked the veterinarian, please, can I take a cat? Yes. And she clears the cat and said, oh, it's warm. I think they are cold. Cold? Like a reptile? Yes, I think they were cold.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And for all our guests, their book that she has co-written with Dr. Daniel Aziz is something that is available, and you can write to them directly or write to us and we'll get you in touch with them. And one last question, it just popped in. Where do we get these glasses? Can we buy these glasses in the United States?
These glasses are sold in Amazon. Amazon, and you put in Google color therapy glasses, and Amazon sold the glasses.
But the ones that you were showing as slides, is that a particular brand? Are those your own?
No, we don't use the Amazon glasses because they are too dark. We have a person who make the glasses for us because it's not the color, it's the frequency of the color that kills. And so it doesn't matter if the glass is clear or dark. We prefer clear glasses because dark glasses, when you put on blue, say, oh, this color is very, very dark, I don't feel well. And there is a misunderstanding between relaxation and depression.
So the glasses that you featured, the ones that you showed on the slides, those are available on Amazon, those exact glasses?
Those are available on Amazon. Because our color glasses, we can send it abroad. We could, but...
And we should look for the 10 color. We should look for the 10 color glasses, right?
10 colors, yes.
Well, I hope that's all the time that we have. And I want to thank all of you, those of our friends who attend this regularly, and also all of our guests on our subscribers on YouTube. We have just crossed 500 I think we're at 600 subscribers. That's really good. And of course, most of all, we want to thank Dr. Raquel Desalvey. Really happy to host her. Please stay tuned. We would have a recording of this talk up on our Agora on our Agora YouTube channel within a week, because we do our post-production and get things together. And if you have any comments or thoughts, please feel free to send us an email. If you require a copy of their fantastic book, the CHROMO-Therapies PDF book, as she mentioned, we can get you in touch with them, and you can also talk to them directly. So thank you again, Raquel. It was fantastic to have you.
Say something. Dr. Daniel Assis, you know Daniel Assis.
Yes.
You know very well, Daniel. And I are giving lectures and trainings in these techniques.
I see. Yeah, but yeah, I know he does trainings in the United States as well.
Yes. He went 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, before COVID. Yeah, he was there. And I look forward to seeing all of you back here in New York as soon as we are all able to travel, or for me to come down to Buenos Aires, because there's so much of conversation to be had. And we hope you will come back and visit us again. There's so much fantastic work you're doing and helping so many people.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for all the work you do. And that's all we have time for, folks. We will see you in 2 weeks for Color in Films with Mark Wentworth. It's going to be a great show in 2 weeks. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Raquel, again. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Anoop. Everybody who helped in putting this together. That's all we have for now from AWA Agora. This is your host, Abhay Wadhwa. See you in 2 weeks. Ciao.